Hello, this is Smut Swap. My name's Brittany. She's Kelly. I have a story for you before we kick things off. I told you that Tony called me a bitch.
Yes.
But I couldn't remember the context, but we figured it out.
You and Tony?
Yes.
They're like, let's backtrack
And
here.
by me and Tony, I mean Tony figured it out. So,
Thank goodness.
the day that Tony called me a bitch, I was making fun of him because I bought all of these like plastic bowls and some silverware for at work so that people didn't have to keep buying disposable bowls and stuff, because people cook all the time. Like I would cook, Kirk cooks.
It's wasteful and
It's wasteful and it adds up. And I was just like, we'll just save some money. But my bowls started to go missing and my silverware started to go missing. And so Corey told me that he had caught Tony throwing one of them away. And so
One of the bowls?
Yeah. One of my washable
Tony.
bowls. Tony! So I was like, Kirk was cooking, and I was like, why doesn't somebody just bring in like reusable plates? Like I brought the reusable bowls. I mean, yeah, they go missing because people throw them away. Tony. And he was like, I took them home and washed them, bitch.
Oh my God.
And it was really funny.
He's like, I've been framed.
I've been framed. Me? I'm an innocent.
I would never.
And so that's why Tony called me a bitch, and it was really funny, and I could not stop laughing, and I almost peed.
Almost peed. I didn't, but I almost did.
But I almost did. It was really funny. And
love that.
that's my story about when a man called me a bitch. What's yours? Tell us in the comments.
Stay tuned for next week's reasons.
Stay tuned for more. We haven't recorded in a while. I feel rusty.
I do too. And I texted Macy that I would not be going straight home. I'm stalking her now to make sure she's home. But she is.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to Brittany's. And she's like, you always go to Brittany's. And I'm like, I haven't been there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've been busy because of you, girl.
I am really busy.
I met Macy.
Oh, yes.
Because of Macy.
And because of me, indirectly, because I am her taxi.
Yeah.
That's fine.
C'est la vie. I've been doing nothing. I've been just reading a lot. Trying to stay off the TikTok. Man, I went away for 24 hours and I came back and everybody was talking about the rapture.
It was the rapture and something else going on.
I don't even care. The rapture is
And
took me
someone's
out.
memorial that we won't talk about.
Oh.
Anyways.
Who was she?
I don't know.
Me either.
I hadn't heard of her until
Me either, ever.
the memorial.
Ever. It's fine.
What are you reading?
I'm reading.
Blinking.
Oh my God. Okay, God of the Woods.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I'm listening to that. And then I'm going to start reading a book. What's it called?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know it.
Why would you know? It's not like I told you. I didn't tell you. It's a thriller. After the Storm. It's called After the Storm. The gist of that book is this family takes their daughter and one of her friends on vacation at a beach. 2 girls go in, but only one comes out.
Of the water?
Yes.
Ooh, spooky.
So I'm very excited about that. I think I bought it for free on Kindle. It was free. But not Kindle Unlimited. It was just free.
Got it.
Yeah. What are you? Oh, I just finished Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, and I really liked it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I just finished God of the Woods. Really liked it. Mm-hmm. I'm reading the Reformatory.
Oh, so is Sheree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm listening to it. I don't know if I'm in the right mindset right now, but I'm trying to get through it. I don't hate it.
It's very hard. It's a very tough
It's kind of
tough read.
But it's perfect for spooky season because there are haints.
Ghosts,
if you're unaware. I'm still reading My Best Friend's Exorcism because that is a physical read and it's hard for me to actually sit down and stare at a book. Mm-hmm. But I'm doing my best. I'm halfway still.
Yeah, it's okay.
So maybe this weekend we have a tournament up in Franklin, Wisconsin. So I'll have some time.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to go see The Long Walk on Sunday. By the time this comes up, we'll have already seen it and everything.
Yeah. I'm nervous.
Why?
Because I don't like scary movies.
You'll be fine.
And Nikita was like, it says horror, so I'm not going. And I'm like,
Nikita, don't be a baby.
I'm like, come with me.
Yeah.
can sit
Sheree
next to me.
was like, I'm going to share with you. And I was like, good. We can hold each other's hands when it gets scary. Casey's going to be like,
Yes. She'll love it.
yeah, can't wait.
Are we going to Gurney?
Yes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Closer to you guys.
Yeah.
It's not far from us.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. And I'll show you where so far, me and Trey are the only ones who bought tickets, like for the whole theater. So
Okay.
yeah, we have the whole theater, and Brenna might come too.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we digress. What else? Anything?
No.
No? Well, while we're here, instead of doing it at the end, I'm just going to tell you to follow us on TikTok, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcast, wherever you choose. We are available on both.
We're trying to get to 500 on TikTok.
Yeah.
So once we do, we will be giving something away.
Something.
So follow us.
Knuckle sandwiches for right now, but soon,
Yes.
something else.
Knuckle sandwiches to the algorithm because
Yeah.
it's fucking us up.
With our
but it's-
10 views. I don't know what the hell that is. We changed our podcast name on there and everything. Or our handle, at least. I don't know what the hell is the problem.
I don't either. I think we just need to keep posting and not getting upset. And
Dude, I posted a screenshot of one of my reviews and it got almost 1,000 views.
on yours?
Yes. And then I cross-posted it onto our TikTok and it got like 10.
I don't get it.
I really don't. And we have more followers than I personally have on TikTok, on our shared TikTok. I don't know. Whatever. This is our frustration. It's annoying. That's another reason why I'm just like, I don't fucking care about posting on there because no one's going to see it.
Yeah, but then I just want to keep it going.
I know.
So if you have tips or tricks, leave a comment below.
Please, please, please. Anyway, I read a book specifically for Jen.
Jen.
I read it for you.
I told her we were doing the episode and she's like, I think she thinks I read it. She goes, did you enjoy it with the pelvis shattering?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that happens. Spoiler alert, that happens. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for pelvis shattering. Subscribe for pelvis shattering. Yeah, Jen, thanks. It's Kiss of the Basilisk. I don't remember who wrote it. Katie Staub, maybe? So buckle up, ladies and Tony. Here we go. We are opening with our main character, who goes by Tem. Tem. It's short for something, but we don't know what it's short for yet. And she is at the bakery talking to her frenemy, whose name is Vera. Vera tells us that she got to see/touch Jonathan's cock.
His stick.
His stick. He, in turn, tastes Vera. So we're hot off.
Oh, God.
In chapter 1. Just like
Straight from the
to
presses.
it. Straight to it. So Vera is going at Tem, teasing her about being a poor little virgin who has zero experience, and tells Tem that you don't just look at their cock. You, quote, play with it till he finishes.
Oh.
Oh.
So our Tem girl knows nothing. Nothing of this.
She knows nothing of
The stick
The
handling.
stick.
The handlings of the sticks.
that is fresh.
Fuck, that's fresh. Name that movie.
I know it. Do you? Bridesmaids. So she also refers to Jonathan's ween as, quote, firm, like a cucumber. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was wild from the jump. Okay. Vera tells Tem that she should practice on herself because if she knows how to please herself, it makes pleasing someone else a lot easier. And if all else fails, that's what the basilisk is for. And I was like, oh, I have no context as to what I'm getting into at all. And so you guys will have no context for what we're getting into at all. All will be revealed soon. Okay, so in this world, basilisks are shifters who will turn you to stone if you make eye contact. A treaty was enacted centuries ago that the basilisks would not harm the villagers and would instead train the village girls up to enter this bachelor-like competition vying for the prince's hand in marriage. Okay. You are only eligible to train under a basilisk if you're born during the same year as a prince. Both Tem and her mother were born in their respective years of the prince. So Tem's mom got to train under a basilisk. She obviously didn't win because that's like they're chicken farmers. They're literal chicken farmers.
She does not live a life of luxury.
No. Also in this world, roosters will apparently be something that like is discomforting to basilisks. I didn't put that in my notes here.
A rooster?
Yeah, like the cawing of a rooster or whatever noise they make. They're not crows. The cock-a-doodle-doo, you know, that's harmful to the basilisks. Hence why they need chicken farmers in the town, so the townspeople can have roosters to deter the basilisks. They also put mirrors up everywhere, thinking that if the basilisk looks in the mirror, they'll like kill themselves. That doesn't happen. Anyway.
I think I'm following.
It's very complicated. I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best. Tem's dad bounced on her and her fam before Tem was born, so it's literally just her and her mom. They're both the pariahs of the village. Her best friend is a gay boy named Gabriel, who thinks that Tem is going to win.
Oh.
And he's also a slut.
Hell yeah.
He's a slut for stable boys. So the chapter concludes with the young ladies of the village lined up by these caves being told by this head basilisk to enter their cave. They have no idea which cave is theirs. Like, they're just... One girl ends up running away screaming, and Tem's like, I didn't know that was an option, but I'm gonna go over here to this one. So she makes her way towards the caves. She's like reminiscing on this dream that she had the previous night. She dreamed about being in the basilisk cave. She's like, but nothing's gonna come to harm me. It's fine. In the cave, she meets,
I might need to turn my volume on my headphones down. It's so loud.
Oh, go ahead, please.
How does one?
That's the bottom.
This?
Yep.
This one?
You're number one. Do you feel like I'm blowing your eardrums out?
Well, I can hear myself really loud. That's perfect.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All of a sudden, I'm like, I don't know how much I can sustain of
You're
this.
like, I'm so annoying. So in the cave, she meets her basilisk, who tells her that his name is Caspian. He does not go by Caspian for the whole book. He's just Caspian. Okay. He can tell that she's freaked out, and he tells her that his girls tend to be the one who win. So his girls have a history of winning this bachelor-like contest.
He's a good teacher.
He's a good teacher. This is how we come to learn, in Tem's perspective, that Caspian is the king of the serpents. Tem is immediately drawn to him, even before she realizes who he is. Oh, and her full name, you might be wondering, you're still wondering what her full name is?
Is it Temptress?
It's Temperance.
Temperance. Oh.
So her mom explicitly told Tem, do not offend the basilisk when you were in there. But wouldn't you know it, as soon as he tells her he won't touch her tonight and that he just wants to see her naked, if you will, she looks at him and she goes, I'll get naked, but you better do it first. He strips, she strips, they all strip, and then he stares at her stomach. That's a test to see if she's fertile.
I'm staring at her stomach?
Yep, like an x-ray, I guess.
Are there more women in here with her or just her? Is it one lady per
basilisk? Yep, one lady per basilisk.
Okay.
Yep, okay, so she's fertile.
Got it.
She's
Tony,
fertile.
are you with us?
Tony, she's fertile, don't worry.
Fertile Myrtle. Here.
So then is like, okay, you're going to sit on this rock ledge and you're going to spread them.
He whips out a speculum.
He's like, okay, get him in the stirrups.
Scooch your bottom. Scooch your bottom.
You're going to feel a little pinch.
Coldness. It's cold.
It's
My
cold.
fingers are cold.
It's cold. Okay.
Sorry, PTSD.
So, sorry. He tells her to spread them. And spread them means her nether lips.
Not her legs.
So that he can, no, literally, so that he can, I'm not joking, quote, see inside. What are we looking for?
Is this the MEPS exam? Does he have a flashlight?
He's like, now do the duck walk. Okay, so this is how she ends up pleasuring herself in front of him. She's extremely proud of herself that his body reacts to her. They masturbate together in this scene, but do not touch.
Wait, why did he want her to spread him then?
I don't know.
And she's like, oh, I got one more for you.
Well, while I'm down here, might as well show you what it's like. Oh, God. Okay, anyway, it went on for such a long time, this masturbation scene. I was like, oh my God. Once they're both close, she asks if they can finish together, and he tells her that she will go first, so she does. Once he's reached his own climax, she asks if she can see his jizz, which she refers to as liquid pearls, and she calls it beautiful.
Oh.
He's like,
okay.
So it's like you.
So romantic.
Wow.
Masturbation in the cave.
I love it. Then he turns his jizz into this claw-looking thing.
What?
I don't know. Jen, I need you to text Kelly and explain to her the claw thing because I don't know how else to describe it. Okay.
I'm texting her right now.
Ask her about the claw, please. And then I want her to chime in here. So the claw, he tells her, will keep them connected while they're apart. She has to insert it inside of her and it will pulse whenever he thinks of her. And then in parentheses, I said, romantasy Bluetooth vibrator.
Wow.
Wow. I did coin a term for it, which you will learn later. And I think it's hilarious. I am hilarious. He then gives her permission to redress. And she's like, that's fine. You can too. But not before showing her how to insert her Vibraclaw.
Vibraclaw. I think you did tell me that you had made up a word that you would be using over and over.
Oh, the Vibraclaw. It makes many an appearance.
Oh my gosh.
When they're outside of the cave, she asks if he will think of her, and he tells her he already told her he would. And she says she just wanted to hear it again because she is super insecure.
He's also like, but what's your name again?
He doesn't respond. He just gives her his back and starts to walk away. But the Vibraclaw pulses so hard she falls to the ground.
It reminds me of like the those panties that come with a remote control.
Yeah.
And in movies, like they're out to eat and the guy's like, "Arr." It's like that, but in the fantasy realm.
Yeah, it's like in Leather and Lark when she gives him the present and she comes on stage in front of everybody.
Oh my gosh. Books are outrageous.
Look, this one. It was insane, but it was so fun. This is like 500 pages and I read it in 3 days.
That's insane to me.
I couldn't stop. I genuinely couldn't stop.
I love that.
I couldn't.
I should have fucking read it too.
You should have.
Oh well.
You should still.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Tony, you and I, book club.
Buddy read. It's on Kindle Unlimited. So she thinks about Caspin all night long and feels the first pulse at the breakfast table the next morning. It's Sunday, so Tem and her mom will be attending church. Mom is chomping at the bit to ask how training went, but Tem silences her with a look each time. At church, about an hour into the sermon, the pulsing starts. Tem has to play it off like she's having cramps and whimpers a bit, but hears Caspin's voice in her head telling her, don't make a sound. She notices Vera and Jonathan at the back of the church and a certain motion that Vera's arm is making.
In church?
In the church! All the while, she's getting some Vibraclaw action. When Vera's head dips to Jonathan's lap.
His
lap. That's when Tem climaxes. As she's watching them, fucking weirdo, she's picturing herself and Caspin. After church, Gabriel's like, so tell me all about it. So they meet up and Tem tells him about it while they're running her errands. Because she still has to work, even though she's in training. She tells him quite literally everything, but she does not tell him about the Vibraclaw because Caspin told her that she can't tell anybody about it.
It's their secret only.
Yeah. She and Vera also talk about their training, and Vera is extremely jealous that Caspin told Tem his name because her Basilisk did not give her a name.
Oh.
He's strictly there for business. He does not mix business and pleasure, Vera's Basilisk. Tem can't think of anything but training for the rest of the day. In the caves, there's this rug like laid out in front of this fireplace. This time, it wasn't there last time. Caspin tells her to get naked and get on the rug. And that's where he's going to teach her about the female anatomy, i.e., that's the most sensitive area, which is what Tem calls it. That's called her clitoris.
Oh.
And that her, quote, womanhood, as she calls it, is called her pussy, vagina, center, or cunt. But he's partial to pussy.
This is all in the book?
Yes.
Okay. We're naming them correctly.
You know what?
Got
Don't you
it.
call it your flower. That's your womanhood. I mean, that's not your womanhood. That's your center. So he's teasing her a little bit, and then Tem starts feeling brave enough to touch him. He shows her how she's going to pleasure a man. She tries to use her mouth, but he tells her that she must first master the handy. Not exactly like this. Exactly like this. And then I said, oh my God, freaks, get your head out of the gutter. This is a romantasy. It's more eloquent than that. Oh my God, you fucking freaks. So he obviously comes and then cleans her hand up quickly before using the vibraclaw on her. He demands that she climax, and then she does. So once she's done, he slams that thing back up in her vibraclaw. He just slams it back up in her.
No, thank you.
So he's basically using it as a vibrator in this instance.
But then he has to pack it away for safekeeping.
She, of course, expresses worry that his dick is too massive and will hurt her. And he promises... Sawyer texted me. He promises that it won't before telling her it's time to fatten her up because the prince, he likes a curvy woman. And she's too skinny because they don't have enough food at home.
The chickens aren't doing it.
Chicken farmers just aren't doing it. Now, I forgot to mention, because it seemed unimportant, but humans and basilisks can have children, but it's extremely rare. This came back to mind because Tem has these marks on her hands. They're freckles on the palms of her hands. And Caspin points them out, telling her how rare that is. And when she questions what he means, he's like, just keep eating. Don't you worry about it.
Not to worry.
So
doesn't matter.
My thought process was, Tem's father has never been in her life. What if her father is a basilisk? Is she half human, half basilisk? If she is, will his stare, Caspin's stare in his true form as a basilisk, actually kill her? Anyway.
Because right now he's in the shape of a human.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So this is just chapter 4. This is Brittany musings in chapter 4. This book was like 60 fucking chapters long.
Good Lord.
Caspin tells Tem that he won't be seeing her the following evening because all the contestants are required to go to the palace so the prince can see them for the first time. She's kind of devastated that she's not going to get to see her boo, but it's fine. The next morning, she runs all of her errands. Her last stop is at the bakery, which Vera's family owns. During this round of poking at Tem that Vera does, Tem ends up losing her temper and tells Vera that she's being trained by the Serpent King, so it won't matter if she's in a brand new dress because the princes always choose the Serpent King's girls. Vera's taken aback that Tem would be so rude to her. So Vera's like, so what are you going to wear tonight? And Tem's like, it doesn't fucking matter because my man, his girls always win. Back at the farm, quite literally, Tem's mom tells her there's a package for her. And Tem's like, Caspin, you sneaky minx. Inside is this emerald green silk dress and a gold necklace that has a charm on it. That's a miniature version of the vibraclaw. And that chain dangles perfectly so that the claw hangs right between her boobs.
I'm just picturing a claw.
Literally like a claw.
Like
So Caspin sends his first pulses of the day when Tem puts the necklace on. She closes her door and lets him pleasure her while her mom prepares dinner. As mom goes out to the garden for veggies, that's when Tem reaches her climax.
Thank goodness Mother was outside.
Thank God mom wasn't in there to hear this mess. A carriage arrives shortly thereafter to take her to the palace. Once there, she's given explicit instructions that she should not wander. She doesn't care, though, because the party, too overwhelming. She makes her way around the castle, stopping to take in some art that's hanging on the wall of the war between the basilisks and the human. She starts to feel extremely overwhelmed looking at this picture, which is how she ends up making her way into this bathroom where she's like splashing water on her face.
It's like a little overstimulated.
Yeah. She's interrupted in the middle of like her freak out by this young lady who is well on her way to being drunk. She doesn't realize it's the princess, who is the prince's older sister. Until she tells Tem the prince, she's like, hey, when you see the prince, tell him that he lost a bet. And Tem's like, the fuck? Lily then leaves. The bet was something about like her brother was like, I'm not going to be interested in anybody. And she was like, when she sees Tem, she's like, no, you're the one that he's going to be interested in. Tell him that he lost a bet. So Lily leaves. Tem continues splashing water on her face. She leaves the bathroom, continues to wander the castle, stumbles into this room that appears to be a study. In this room, she finds this skull with fangs, and she goes to start to touch it, but then she hears Caspin in her head being like, don't, stop.
Don't do it.
And he jolts her with a pulse that runs down her arm this time. And I was like, damn, okay.
That thing's powerful.
That stops her. Then she like kind of sees footage of this war from his memories. As she's about to try to reach back out to him, the door opens and this young man appears. And you guessed it, it's time for us to meet the prince.
So they have, just to backtrack, her and Caspian, because I can't remember his name, they have like this weird... connection,
telekinesis type thing. Yeah, okay. They do. They can talk in their heads.
It's pretty common in these fantasies.
Yeah. Just like stupid names, right? Because the prince's name's so fucking stupid that I'm not even gonna. It's like Thelonious. We're just gonna call him Leo because that's his nickname.
Love it.
So Leo, Tem asks Leo if the skull's real, and he doesn't answer her. He's just like, "What the fuck do you think?" She doesn't know what to say, so she tells him he lost a bet because he's staring at her in that way. Parentheses, like he wants to fuck you, as Caspin points out. They have this standoff where Leo asks Tem if she wants to be there with him, and she's like giving him the silent treatment. He compliments her.
She's like, I don't even know you.
Be here. I don't even know you. So he compliments her dress, and then she lectures him about how she doesn't want compliments from him because she knows she's beautiful, and his compliment wasn't actually about her anyway. They end up drinking whiskey together, and then she further offends this man. Don't ask me how. I forgot. My mind was running at 100 miles per hour, and he ends up storming off. There is a surprise elimination tonight. This is not normal in this little bachelor competition. They normally wait until the prince has had a chance to kiss each of the contestants before there's an elimination. But he decides that 2 girls are going home tonight.
It's like Love Island.
Tis. And then guess what? He ends up ranking the women from prettiest to ugliest.
Oh my God, I hate it.
And he ranks Tem last.
He was like,
this is...
You want to sass me? I'm going to piss you off, biatch.
You want to sass me? Here you go, bitch.
Ugly.
Tem thinks that this is an opportunity to insult her because everyone knows the Serpent King is training her at this point. So she confronts him about it, and his rebuttal is she doesn't need him to tell her she's beautiful, and she doesn't even want to be here. So that's why you're last, bitch. She tells him to act like he actually wants her there, and then she like drops the mic and walks off. Oh, you want me to be here? I'm gonna need you to act like it. Tell his ass.
Chase me, bitch.
Tell his ass. So Tem and Caspin are going to have kissing lessons in their next training session. You can tell because he does the thing that male main characters always do where they like rub the female main character's lower lip. So
I'm just imagining all those TikToks, like when a man's going to kiss you, their eyes are like half.
I just kept picturing that and I was like, oh my God. It was so funny. So it gets pretty hot and heavy. They start out fully clothed and then start to slowly remove their articles of clothing. He ends up ripping the Vibraclaw out again so that he can finger blast her into tomorrow. At this point, Tem asks Caspin to fuck her, and he's like, no, we're not at that lesson yet.
Hold your horses.
She presses, and he keeps telling her no, and she asks him if he's like, she's like, am I not a good student?
You hate me.
You hate me. Is that why you won't fuck me? Because you hate me. He tells her. She doesn't want to know the answer to that, and she insists. And then he tells her everything that she does that would be super off-putting to the prince, and then he walks away to get her food. He's like, you don't listen. You're not patient.
She's like, newsflash, the prince already hates me.
Yeah. So normally he would stay with her and eat with her, which is what he's been doing for the past few lessons. But this time he just like drops the food and leaves. And she's like, well, fuck this. And she runs out of the cave. He didn't even give her the Vibraclaw back this time. And she's like, my feelings are so hurt. And she's doing the Phoebe Buffet run out of the caves back to her home.
Back to her chickens.
3 nights go by where he refuses to talk to her. And instead, he doesn't say a word. They just practice hand jobs. And she eats alone and goes home.
Okay.
In silence. What?
She's like, I hate this.
She's like, you can still get a boner from me, but you won't even fucking talk. On the fourth night, she tells him, I'm not doing that again because the last time you came in less than a minute.
Wow.
She's like, so I think I've mastered the art of a hand job. Instead, she wants to talk. She starts out slowly asking questions about his family, and they end up talking for a really long time. One hand is behind Caspin's head, and one hand is on her leg as they're talking. Eventually, they end up making out again, and he starts playing with her boobs, spelled B-E-W-B-S, her boobs.
Her boobs.
He tells her he bets he could get her to come by playing with her nips. And she's like, doubt that. So he proves her wrong.
No.
So they eat together, and that weird shift that occurred between the two is a distant memory. He gives her the vibraclaw back and ends up sending her pulses so many times in one day that she had to pretend she was sick. The second illumination.
Illuminati?
I need to drink this before I continue.
That's okay. Jen has not responded.
Jen, you bitch. It's fine. So the second elimination is looming on the horizon.
Somebody actually commented on the Smut Clurb. Sorry. Just wondering when we are going to be reading our next book, XX.
Oh, gossip girl. We'll ask when we're done with this what we should read next.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Second illumination. I'm going to kill myself in front of you all. This is my 13th reason. Goodbye. The second over and out.
You're stuck with just me.
This is Brittany signing off. Thank you and good night, Baltimore. The second elimination looms on the horizon, and Thames' presence has been requested at the palace. There are no pulses from Caspin in the next chapter. When she arrives at the palace, she feels incredibly out of place. In her head, she hears a voice calling out for help. At first, she thinks it's Caspin, but upon more careful listening, she realizes it's not him. She makes her way outside and finds this hedge maze, deeming it another useless thing the royals spend money on. Yeah, valid.
Okay.
She's outside the hedge maze when Leo comes out to talk to her. He tells her his seduction method and asks if it would work on her. She doesn't answer, but rather tells him she doesn't like various aspects of his method. His method is like to give them champagne and draw a bath. And she's like, well, I don't like champagne or baths, so you're shit out of luck, bucko. He tells her...
I don't want to float in my own filth, okay?
With you, too? I don't know where those balls have been. He tells her he's going to adjust it just for her, and then they talk about kissing. The whole point of this elimination round is that each of the contestants have to kiss him before the elimination can take place. He tells her it's up to her when and where they end up kissing. Anyway.
Okay.
She somehow ends up talking to Vera, who tells her that her body is sore from all the sex she and her Basilisk are having, which prompts Tem to seek out all the other girls to find out that they're all having sex with their Basilisks, and Tem is the only one who hasn't been fucked yet.
Damn. She's like, what? Why are you holding out?
She's like, you're a prude? What the hell? She's embarrassed and insecure about being the least I can't talk. She's embarrassed and insecure about being the least experienced girl in the room again, so she storms up to Leo and kisses him in front of everybody.
She's like, right here, right now.
Right here and right now is the when and the where. She tells us it feels wrong to kiss Leo because he's not Caspin. Just as the kiss starts to turn indecent, a man approaches to tell Leo that he now has kissed every girl and it's time for elimination. I just imagine him like ripping them apart and being like, sir, your majesty, you've kissed them all.
I'm just imagining like a game show. All right.
He like comes out. It's Drew Carey. He comes out.
Stay tuned after this break. Gonna eliminate some bitches.
We'll see who the prince is gonna move on to the next round. Let's see who he ranks last this week. Oh my god. So he eliminates 2 girls in this round as well. One of them is the girl that he placed in first last week.
As the hottest?
Yeah. And another rando. But before he does that, he's like, Tem, my girl, number 1. Which means that she's won a date with the prince. tomorrow at
Ooh.
8 p.m. sharp.
Oh, be there.
Or be square. The day of the date, Tem finds herself wondering why Caspin didn't send her a dress to wear as he had the previous 2 times she was needed at the palace. As it turns out, that's because Leo sent something for her to wear. The dress he selected is supremely low cut with a thigh-high slit and made of velvet. Tem's like, I don't want to fucking wear that.
Oh, I was like one of these girls going to homecoming and these handkerchief dresses.
A hoochie mama? She's like, I'm not wearing that. And Caspin's like, you are going to wear that. She argues aloud with him, but he doesn't really respond, so she ends up wearing the dress.
You're not my dad.
You're just my
buddy.
Friend with less benefits than all the other girls. The date starts out with Tem meeting the fam. On a first date, but okay.
Oh.
The king, major dickwad. He tells Tem she's not worthy of his son, and
Is your phone vibrating?
No.
Okay, I thought I heard something.
Just
kidding.
It might have been. He tells Tem she's not worthy of his son, and she tells him that her son can make his own decisions before storming away and talking to Leo about his dad. She's like, this guy fucking sucks. The second part of the date is dinner on the patio, a 3-course meal with salad, butternut soup, and a roast. Tem devours it while Leo simply has his salad in the form of wine. Oh, Corey can't make it tonight. His mom's in the emergency room.
Oh.
That's what I think he said. Because Philly then immediately came back and, okay, sorry, my phone is now vibrating. Okay. So Leo takes his salad in the form of wine? Yes. He tries to give Tem a gift, and she refuses, saying she doesn't like jewelry. And then he's like, what the fuck is that around your neck then? And she's like, oh, but this is special.
This, you ask?
This?
From my sex tutor?
Don't worry about my gift from my teacher. It's not a weird power imbalance or anything.
It's for your pleasure.
They end up talking about their feelings, or lack thereof, for each other as they take a turn around the garden. Sorry. I had a really bad day, so I have to make myself laugh. When the date is over, Leo walks Tem to the door and tells her he won't kiss her because if he kisses her, he will take her upstairs. So instead, he's going to let her leave and then picture all the things he wants to do to her. He apologizes for ranking her last in the first round, calling her the most beautiful. As she's getting ready to leave, Tem hears Leo and his father arguing over her. Daddy Dearest thinks Leo is enamored with her and tells him he knows because he's seen Leo this way before. Leo tells his father that he can make his own decisions. Daddy Dearest brings up a woman named Evelyn, and Leo tells him if he doesn't let him make his own decisions, he will no longer have a son. Tem's like, okay, I've been eavesdropping for long enough. I gotta go. I'm out.
Heard enough.
All right, tonight in the cave, Tem is ready to get down to business. Not like you think. She's going to taste her boo. She's going to give him a little taste.
Oh.
Caspin seems more than willing to show her the ropes, and Tem is convinced that if she tastes him, he will be more receptive to reciprocating. She has a hard time relaxing because this dude is literally towering over her as she learns how to give a blowjob. Because he's standing over her. And he's
open your mouth.
Relax your throat. God. So he ends up laying down for her, telling her that if she gets tired, she can just use her hand while she takes a break.
Because she has mastered that.
Yeah. As she's blowing him, his consciousness entwines with hers and it reinvigorates her. It's getting rather hot and heavy. He's pulsing the vibraclaw as she's pleasuring him when suddenly her hand feels like it's on fire.
Oh my God.
Caspin is shifting into his true form and she's cut herself on his scaly stick. He tells her to leave. He's like, leave me. And she's like, no. Their consciousnesses, they're still like entwined. He's yelling at her to go. And when he realizes that she's still there, he's like, close your eyes. She does, but she's curious about what he looks like. So she sneaks a peek and clearly thinks his true form is beautiful. Of course it is.
What do they look like?
They're snakes.
Okay.
Literal snakes.
They're little spiny snakes.
You know that one magical school in England? We won't name it.
Yes.
The second film has a basilisk in it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So that's your reference.
Thanks. So this is like a snake with a stick.
Yep. Because he's halfway between being human and, you know.
Gross. Why am I imagining
Yeah,
it?
don't imagine it.
I'm just imagining a man with like a snake head.
So while he's in his true form, he's still sending her pulses in the vibraclaw before he shifts back to his human form, where he is furious that she didn't listen to him, so he sends her home.
There's the door, bitch.
Yeah, there's the door. When she gets back home, she can't sleep, so she sits out in her garden and tries to communicate telepathically with Caspin. She ends up shouting in her head for him, to which he finally responds, telling her, "You don't have to yell." I have neglected to point out that he's able to communicate via thought with Tem, but that she hasn't been able to send her thoughts to him. This was the first time that she's been successful. They have this conversation in their minds about what happened between them in the cave. He tells her they should not be talking in their minds because it will only lead to pain. The vibraclaw comes up and he tells her he doesn't regret giving her a piece of himself. There's a lot of talking before she finally decides to try and go to sleep. Once in her room, he's back in her mind. She climbs onto the bed and starts to cover herself, but he sends some pulses her way via that damn vibraclaw. He tells her to watch, and then he starts fucking her with it.
Oh, God.
He's like,
How?
telepathically, he's drawing it in and out of her. The fuck? So, as this is happening, he tells her to kneel on her bed and continues to fuck her with it. Finally, she gets down on all fours and he continues. While they're doing this weird mindfuck thing, they're sending each other their fantasies. So she's showing him what she's imagining, and then he sends her what he's imagining. As they're about to reach their climax, he has her lie down with the vibraclaw on her throat and finish herself.
Okay.
She also...
We didn't write it.
She also kind of gets an inside look into what his orgasms are like. Weird, but that's their mind link.
Weird, but okay.
Fuck. She goes to put the claw on her bedside table, but he stops her, telling her he might want to take her again. And he does. Twice throughout the night.
Through his mind.
Yep, he mind fucks her. The next morning, Gabriel delivers an invitation from the palace. And on the back, in this like scrawly red handwriting, it says, "Torture me." Later that night, she receives a package with 3 different dresses. 1 silver, 1 purple, 1 black. She immediately nixes the silver because nothing can clash with her gold necklace. We mix metals, girl. It's fine.
Yeah.
The purple has too deep a neckline, and she wants to honor the prince's request for torture, so she picks the modest black dress. While all this is going down, Caspin doesn't link with her, but tells her that from now on... Oh, he links up with her, I'm sorry. Tells her from now on he will only come for her, like in her mind, when she calls for him. Okay, because we're going to the palace and he doesn't want to infringe on the prince's time.
Yeah.
At the palace, we learn that Vera has been sick. She's sick because her boy Jonathan broke up with her.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan.
She blames Tem because if Vera had been with the Serpent King, she would have known what to do to keep her man. Never mind the fact that we're in the middle of a bachelor-style competition to marry the prince.
I'm like, isn't she going for the prince too?
Yep. Tem learns from Vera that tonight is the Frisky 60, in which the prince will have 60 seconds alone with each girl before eliminating 2 more. All right. The point of the Frisky 60 is that the prince will get to sample the goods of the women who will potentially become his wife. But it's not long enough for him to really get anything done. So they have dinner. Leo walks over to the table to see where Tem is sitting. And when he realizes that she's not sitting next to him, he grabs the name tag that's next to him and moves it, like replaces it with Tem's so that she's sitting next to him. And guess whose name tag he moved?
Vera.
Absolutely right.
Because that's the only other name that I know.
Yep. So she's pissed. As dinner's going on, he keeps demanding that Tem kiss him, and she keeps refusing.
Peach sees somebody, maybe.
Probably. Just take a drink. Have a little sip.
Little sip.
So as dinner's going on, Leo is demanding that Tem kiss him, but she keeps refusing. And that's when he declares that it's time to get the 60 started. Tem knows she's going to go last because she's made him angry again. As she's thinking about what will happen, she remembers that the Vibraclaw is still in its place between her legs, and the prince will see if she undresses.
Oh, uh-oh.
She reaches out to Caspian, who tells her he'll remove it if she wants. She asks him what he wants, and he tells her that it doesn't matter what he wants. Before she has a chance to think about it further, she's like, just remove it. He coldly tells her, as you wish, and then it's gone. She made
Feels a yank.
She made sure to ask if he would give her another, and they actually kind of argue because she feels really underprepared for every event that she's been through at this point because of him. Because he won't fuck her. God, put out. Who knew that a basilisk could be such a fucking prude? Also,
consent.
Also, they're sexual beings.
Oh, you're right. This is a romantasy. Consent does not exist.
Also, yeah, I forgot to mention that she's able to use her mind connection with that voice that keeps calling for help whenever she's in the castle, but she still doesn't know who it is or how to help them. What the voice did tell her when they made this connection once was not to trust the king. And she's like, which one? In her 60 seconds.
Senior or junior?
Which king? The human king or the basilisk king?
Okay. Oh, yeah. You're right.
In her 60 seconds with the prince, they talk, despite Leo being visibly drunk and covered in lipstick. Tem finds herself attracted to him. Is that a fuzz?
That's a fruit fly.
What the hell? Where'd that come from? So Tem finds herself attracted to the prince. So when he presses his hard stick up against her and asks if he makes her wet, she tells him to see for himself.
Oh.
Conveniently, Leo Boy didn't turn over the hourglass to track their 60 seconds, so they end up making out for quite a long time, and then Tem goes on her merry little way after sassing him some more. She doesn't wash when she gets home, finding that she likes the smell of Leo lingering on her. And I was like,
spit.
I was like, a love triangle?
Really?
Really?
Are we halfway in yet?
We're at chapter 12. We're about halfway into my notes.
Okay.
Yeah. The next morning, her mother wakes her, telling her they have to go to town to set up for this crown passing ceremony. It's this whole thing that always happens during a prince marriage season. Vera and Tem have yet another standoff, and Gabriel's like, tee-hee-hee, this is the best. Vera ends up storming away because Tem is a petty woman who told her that the prince couldn't even be bothered turning over the hourglass when it was her turn. She spends the whole day working in town for the ceremony, and on her walk home, she's cornered by Jonathan and his boy Christopher. You can guess what they want. Well, Chris holds on to Tem as Jonathan undoes his trousers, and once he's exposed his stick that is significantly smaller than Caspian's, Tem knees him in the balls before running away to the caves. She enters Caspian's cave quietly, and then she feels kind of bad because she is there because she had no other choice but to run to the caves because she was too far from home when all this went down. So she ends up finding Caspian. He asks her if she's okay, and then he tends to her bruises that Jonathan left on her when he squeezed her boobs really hard.
Jesus.
Caspian is livid that they hurt her, and he's like, I'm going to take care of them. Then he takes her to his private chambers where there's an actual bed instead of a mat on the floor. He is much more honest with her than he's been throughout. Like, in this chapter, he's much more honest with her than he's been throughout their whole encounters together. He answers tons of questions that Tem asks him and tells her she's not going to be played with, which is contrary to what he told her at the beginning of training. He's like, you're the prince's toy to be played with. And now he's like, you're not to be played with. So which is it?
Make up your mind.
Make up your damn mind. We also learn that the village has a wall of mirrors to protect them from the basilisks, but that it's only effective when they're in their true form because Caspian has a mirror in his bedroom and he looks at himself in the mirror. In the chambers, they talk about how extraordinary Caspian finds Tem, but she doesn't believe him. He has her look in the mirror. She still won't listen to him. So he links their brains up and she sees herself how he sees her. And then when
I am hot.
Oh, I am gorgeous. And then once their consciences unlink, she turns around and tackles him to the bed because she finally knows that he wants her as badly, if not more, than she wants him.
Scandal.
The rest of this chapter is dedicated to him eating her out for the first time.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. He makes his tongue split. He forks his tongue so that it can be inside her whilst stimulating her at the same time.
Oh.
She comes twice from this. And he also comes from eating her out. And while he's coming, their consciousness link again. He also makes her a new vibraclaw from their combined essence. Okay, so.
His and hers.
His and hers, chapter 14. This chapter is a fuck fest. I could not possibly tell you how many times they do the damn deed. The next morning, she leaves to go help her mother at home before the festival. As they walk into the town square, it's dead silent. Tem's like, Vera, what's going on? But Vera just points to these two bloody statues sitting in the middle of the town square. Mm-hmm. And those bloody statues are Jonathan and Christopher.
Oh, damn.
Hot damn. Here we go. Tem and her mother immediately leave. Her mom takes her away. Her mom stays awake at their table all night long so that Tem doesn't have a chance to sneak away and see Caspin. In the morning, a letter arrives, which indicates that the meeting at the palace between the basilisks, their students, and the prince is still going on as planned. This meeting is to help fine-tune the training for the remaining contestants. So the prince can be like, hey, I don't like how Tem does this. You need to tweak it so that I like it.
So nothing about the men being murdered by somebody?
Nope, nope, nothing.
It's fine.
It's fine. So
Sacrifice, it's fine.
Both Caspin and Leo send Tem a dress to wear for this meeting.
Oh, no.
But she's furious that they've put her in this position to have to choose between her. She knows which dress she wants to choose, but she feels like she shouldn't have to. Mm-hmm. And it's like, girl, just pick a damn dress, but whatever.
Just cut them in half, sew them up the middle.
Yeah.
Wear them both. Problem solved.
Here we go. Actually, her solution is to ask her mom if her mom has any dresses that she could wear, and she ends up just wearing this like simple linen dress.
Perfect. Even better.
Once she's at the palace, she hears the voice calling out for help again. When Caspin and the other basilisks arrives, she mentions it to him, but he tells her he will not talk about this with her while they're in the palace. As they're arguing about why she didn't choose his dress, he uses the vibraclaw to cause her pain. And she's like, that hurts my feelings.
Stop it.
You've hurt me physically and emotionally.
And now vaginally.
Golly. She tells him as much... and she's like, no, you literally hurt me and I can't believe that you would do that to me. Like, why would you hurt me like this? I trust you and here you are hurting me. So as he's trying to like appease her, this other basilisk approaches. His name is Ro Seneca, and there's clearly some beef between he and Caspin. As they're speaking, he makes a snide remark about Tem, who asks him who he is. Caspin tells her in his mind, via the mind link, do not anger Ro. He's very dangerous. We learned that Ro is actually Vera's basilisk, and Vera is jealous of the bond that Tem and Caspin have. And it shows because she interrupts this little standoff that's going on, and Ro's like, get the fuck over there. No one called for you. Oh, God. It's at this point that Ro notices Tem's little claw necklace, and he is like, Caspin on, you're a disgrace to your quiver, and then he storms off. The quiver is what they call their little family.
Okay. I was like, it's the quiver, the cum ornament, or
no? I'll tell you how the jewel claw, how it came to be. No, the cum claw is inside her. The jewel claw. Oh yeah. All right. So now it's time for Tem and Caspin to meet with Leo. These men have a pissing contest of sorts over Tem. Tem doesn't really help the situation because she makes an offhand comment about Leo treating her like she's his future wife, which only makes Caspin's rage more palpable in her mind. And I'm like, girl, why are we stirring the pot like this? Seriously?
They both want to. They're both obsessed with you.
So Caspin ends up storming out, and then Tem makes the mistake of telling Leo she needs to check on him, and he's confused because are you not just teacher and student? He flat out asks Tem if she's in love with Caspin, and Tem struggles to tell the lie. Side note, it is said that basilisks burst into flame if they lie. Tem asked Caspin about this before they first boned, and he told her it's extremely uncomfortable for them to lie. The way it's described when Leo asks Tem and she decides to lie makes it seem like my theory that Tem might be part human, part basilisk. Realistic, you know?
And no, we cannot.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Leo sends Tem off to confess her love for Caspin, and she has this coach drop her off in the forest. She runs to his cave and then makes her way to his chambers, where she has a standoff with Ro because Caspin's not in there. Shortly thereafter, he arrives and she tries to have the "What are we?" What are we?
What are we, damn it?
What are we? So she's having the "What are we?" talk with Caspin, who's like, "I don't wish to talk about this." So she starts yelling at him. Then he tells her that the claw necklace isn't just a necklace, and that it is, in fact, a gesture of intent. What do you think the intent is?
Excuse me. That's Diet Coke got me.
That dirty Diet Coke.
The intent is for her to be his sex slave.
The intent is for them to get married.
The Basilisk?
The Basilisk and Tem to get married.
Oh. Okay, because that makes sense from what I've learned so far.
Yeah, she's like,
universe.
She's like, I accept.
Immediately, yes, I do.
Yes. And he's like, hey, so the way that it works in my world is you don't get to accept. My quiver will accept on your behalf. Basilisks rarely mate with humans, so he's not hopeful that they will accept. And it's like, well, then why the fuck did you give me the goddamn necklace?
Why are you playing these fucking games?
Hello?
Dude.
What the fuck? So she tries to seduce him, but he tells her...
hear that?
Yeah.
I always call those like little chest farts when you drink soda. Yeah. They just come out of nowhere.
Excuse me. I tooted. Oh, God.
I really didn't. Tony, chill. Okay?
Tony, did you come here for the jokes or for the book? The chaotic bestie banter. Damn.
Never stops.
It never ever stops. So Tem tries to seduce this man, but he's like, I can't control myself around you. And she's like, but I trust you. Eventually, she does succeed in seducing... I'm going to kill myself. She does succeed.
I won't let her. Don't worry.
In seducing him, and they do some real kinky foreplay that results in them 69ing on the bed.
Oh my gosh.
Their minds link up again, which only amps up the sensualness.
Always.
He makes sweet, sweet love to her after they both climax from the foreplay, and as they're going to town, they tell each other what they like sexually. Okay.
She's never been with anybody else before. How does
Just
she
herself.
know?
I don't know. As she's about to climax for the second time, he's like, ride me. So she does. He sits up and tells her to open her mouth as he's thrusting into her from beneath her. He then spits something black into her mouth as they both find their release. And when it's done, she's like, so what was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What did you hawk to into my mouth?
Well, he spit his venom in her mouth.
Oh.
And she's like, oh my God, I'm going to die. The venom of Basilisk will kill me. And he's like, no, only if I bite you. And then he explains that he spit his venom.
His venom?
His venom. Yep. That into her mouth to protect her from being what's called crested by Ro. Cresting is where a basilisk touches a human, which immediately forces them to orgasm, and it's a way for a basilisk to gain power. They're sexual beings. Tem's like, hey, you should crest me, Caspin. And he's like, I will absolutely not be doing that, because it's also kind of like, you know how...
Like claiming them or something?
So, no, you know how in the Vampire Diaries, like they can compel people and it puts them kind of under their control? Oh. That's what cresting does for basilisks.
Got it.
But it would essentially make her a slave to him.
Okay.
He was like, he tells her that basically if he were dying, she would cut off her own arm and feed it to him so that he wouldn't starve. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He would have full control over her. She's like, so have you ever like crested anyone before, human or basilisk? And he doesn't answer, but he does tell her that if a basilisk were to crest another basilisk, the crested basilisk would die. That's a lot of cresting and a lot of basilisks. Do you get it?
And a lot of fucking information.
Yeah.
Just thrown at you.
Yep. That's how I prefer it, to be so honest. I don't need all the
building.
Just tell me. Just toss me in.
All right. I like the building.
I don't. This is why I don't read a lot of fantasy anymore. Okay, so back at the farm again, literally. Tem's mother wakes her up the following morning. Caspin wouldn't let her stay with him because there was a council meeting amongst the basilisks that night. As she's talking to her mom, the vibra claw starts to pulse. So she excuses herself, runs to the bathroom where the claw stops, pulsing right as she's about to come. Excuse you.
Did you hear my stomach?
Yeah.
It's very loud. This Diet Coke's doing something to me.
Is the lime, the coconut?
I don't know.
The Diet Coke?
I did have chili for lunch, too.
Oh, and where the chili? So
5 points.
Oh, maybe that's what the problem is.
Probably. It wasn't that great.
5 points. Do it to you.
No, always. I don't know why I even
That's
got
why
it.
I only get a chicken strip basket from there because it can't do it to me. Anyway.
Anyways, enough about me.
Enough about our lunch. I had ramen for lunch. Instant ramen. So anyway, she's about...
I wanted to send you this ramen recipe from TikTok and remind me to
God.
do that. I think you would love it.
Brittany, when you're editing, text Kelly because you're going to forget by the time you get to the end of this book.
And she'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay, so she's about to come and it stops pulsing. So she's about to climb out the window and he's like, no, stay where you are. So it starts pulsing again and he's like, undress, draw yourself a bath. Okay?
She's like, I don't like baths.
I don't like baths. He then has her take the vibra claw out and you're not ready. No one's ready. Lick it.
Oh.
Also, it turns into his weenie while she's licking it. So she's like performing oral on this thing in the bathtub.
I'm annoyed.
You hear that, Jen? She's annoyed.
Like, what?
So
But
they
intrigued.
arrive together with her inserting. It's not the vibra claw anymore.
It's the ghost cock.
It's the weenie claw. Weenie claw. She's inserted the weenie claw into herself when she senses that he's close.
Oh my God.
Okay, so anyway, we're moving quickly on from that little scene. The festival is going to continue as planned, with the prince kissing each girl left in the competition to allow the villagers to vote on their favorites. Not that it matters because he still gets the final say. So obviously Vera is the winner. And in this instance, Tem gets exactly 2 cheers, one from her mom and the other from Gabriel. It's dead silent because she's the village pariah. Did you read my review for this?
I have like secondhand embarrassment from
the weenie claws?
From the prince making out with these women, and the mom's like,
"That's my daughter.
Tongue her good.
Did you put a hickey on her collarbone?"
Inside joke, if you will.
Yeah, sorry, no one can know.
Tee-hee.
Tee-hee. So, everyone's drunk because the festival has limitless mead.
Oh my
When
God.
it's time to go home, Tem's like, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna stay in." Tem's mom is like, "Hey, I'm gonna stay in town tonight. I have a babysitting gig because we're strapped for cash, but people will let me watch their kid." Gabriel and Tem are like, "Okay, cool. We're gonna go to the pub." And this is when Tem starts to feel kind of overwhelmed by all the secrets that she's keeping. And she's like, "I'm telling my friend." He's like, "Okay, well, if you're going to tell me all these secrets, I'm going to need some liquor." So she goes to the bar to buy it. And that's when she hears, "It's on me." And Leo's standing beside her.
Oh.
Okay.
With the common folk?
With the peasants, Gabriel loves Leo and keeps professing that he's going to be the best man at their wedding, which Tem's like, there isn't going to be a wedding. They have this standoff between the king and Leo in which the prince decides he won't be going with his father. Leo takes Tem to this graveyard where he used to meet this woman named Evelyn because Tem was like, "I need you to impress me." Here, he professes his love for Evelyn and explains that they were supposed to run away together. Eventually, Tem takes him back to her house where she pours him something to drink, tells him he can sleep at their kitchen table.
Wait, who's she with again?
Leo.
Okay, Leo. Okay, got it.
He asks if she will let him kiss her, and she's like, "Nope, not tonight. I'm going to bed." So she heads to her room.
Nighty-night. I'm sleepy.
He blocks her from shutting the door, and he's like, "I want you to keep it open just in case you change your mind." Once he's gone from her room, she takes off all of her clothes and takes the vibra claw out. And as she's like looking at it in her hand, it disappears again.
Uh-oh.
She gets in bed and immediately falls asleep, but she wakes in the middle of the night and thinks Caspin doesn't have to know. And she goes to the prince.
Oh.
Scandal.
Stark naked.
So they are kissing and clothes are slowly being removed. they're getting down to business, the foreplay, if you will. So he like pinches her clit and she yells at him. And he's like, that's what you get for making me wait for so long. I'm not being gentle. Okay.
Rude.
This is when she remembers that he's likely had many sexual partners from one of her earlier conversations with Caspin. Things are progressing, and as he's about to penetrate her, Tem experiences what can only be described as complete agony inside her head. She gets this montage of images from Caspin from the moment that they met. She screams in Leo's face and rips herself away from him. She manages to scream stop at Caspin through this agony that she's feeling, and then Leo's comforting her. They end up cuddling to sleep. And the next morning he tries to have sex with her again, but she's like, no.
I cannot.
Can't. Tem's mom then comes home and thinks that Gabriel's the one who drank all the booze. But by this point, Leo's long gone. So Tem does all of her farm chores, and when night falls, she makes her way back to the cave. Caspin is like, hey, I'm so sorry for the pain that I inflicted. Then they end up arguing about a whole bunch of things.
Sorry for being a cockblock.
Yeah, sorry that I wouldn't let you have sex with the prince. You're only for me. Don't ever do that again. So
I can touch you even though I'm training you to sleep with this dude.
Yep. So they're arguing about a whole bunch of things. And then he tells her that in order for the Quiver to potentially accept their engagement, she would have to prove herself. And in order to prove herself worthy, she would sleep with his father. So this is where we learn that Caspin is actually the prince of the serpents, not the king. His daddy is the king. She's like, hey, man, that tradition, pretty barbaric. And he's like, most of them are.
Not a fan.
Personally. But hey, most of them are. Can't help it. We learn a lot in this chapter about the war between the humans and the basilisks. Don't ask me what, because I didn't write anything down. They do a little, you're here for the smut. You're not here for the plot, right?
Actually, I think they're here for the plot.
There's minimal plot. Oh, sorry. They do a little kissing, and he tells her he wants to show her something. So he takes her to a memorial in the cave of all the basilisks who have gone missing since the war ended.
Okay.
So the treaty that the humans and the basilisks had, only the basilisks are upholding their end of the treaty. The humans are definitely kidnapping basilisks and holding them hostage because they use the basilisks for bloodletting, because bloodletting creates gold.
Okay.
That's why the royals are
That's
why the royals are so rich. And one defining characteristic of our boy Leo is that when you turn 20, I believe, it's tradition that you are given gold canine teeth.
Okay.
So that's why Leo has gold canine teeth. They came from the blood of a basilisk.
Savages.
Caspin tells Tem there will be a time where she has to choose, and she tells him, I really don't want to. They go back to his chambers and get down and dirty with her riding him once again and biting him hard enough that he bleeds as they climax. She finally gets Caspin to tell her who he crested, and he tells her that it was Ro's father. So Caspin killed that other basilisk, Ro's father.
Okay.
I'm
like, who the fuck's Ro again?
Ro is the evil basilisk.
So she bit him and he bled?
She bit Caspin and he bled, yeah.
Did it turn to gold immediately?
Oh, great question. Plot hole.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't remember that happening. Oh my God. Wow.
I was just curious. I thought that maybe you were
nope.
back on me.
Trust me, we will get there. We still have 15 pages of notes.
Holy shit.
She spends the night with Holy shit. She spends the night, I'm trying to speed run. She spends the night with Caspin and returns to her farm in the morning where she completes her daily chores and then repeats this process again the following day. Now it's the night of the passing of the crown. When it's time for the ceremony to begin, Tem notices the king's hesitation before removing his crown and placing it on Leo's head. As soon as it touches, someone shouts, "Justice for Jonathan!" and then all hell breaks loose. The villagers are surging toward the stage, yelling that the basilisks must pay. Tem's mom takes her home, where they do dishes to quell their nerves. As this is going on, Tem converses in her head with Caspin. Once again, they're fighting, so the connection's severed with a quickness. Then there's a knock on the door. It's Leo. He and Tem talk, and then they kiss. And yeah, her mom is still there. He tells her he wishes her mother weren't there. She tells him she was thinking about him. When he goes, she opens back up the connection with Caspin and tells him that she will be doing the ritual between herself and his father. When they finally meet up, they talk about what the ritual will entail. First, she has to have sex with his father. He has to arrive quickly, and once he does, she then has to sleep with Caspin, who must also arrive quickly. Both men will come outside of her body to serve as proof that it happened. If his father accepts, she will then have to have continuous sex in a special suite with Caspin, and then she will potentially win the Quiver's favor. He's like, okay, so...
But why?
So when do you want to do this? Tomorrow at dusk sound good? And she's like, okay.
Well, we'll try it.
All right.
We'll give it the old college try.
They end up having sex in the middle of the night, though, because she hears him calling her name in his sleep. So she invades his mind and watches from his POV as her climax builds. She describes this as learning to have sex with herself. He shuts her out right as she reaches her own climax. The next day, he's like, don't exert yourself. You're going to need your strength for tonight. She asks her mom if she can oil her thighs again, because on the night that Tem first went to the Basilisk cave, her mom uses sandalwood and some other oil on her inner thighs for courage. And Tem's like, I could really use some courage again.
Oh.
And mom's like, okay.
I thought it was like for lube.
Okay. Nope. We only use blood for lube, remember?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Anyway, mom doesn't ask any questions about why Tem needs courage. And I'm like, all right, go off.
She's like, I've been there.
She's like, who cares? You're an adult. You're about to be married to somebody. Who cares? When it's time to go to the auditorium, he's like, okay, take all of your clothes off before we go there because no one else is going to be wearing them. We don't adhere to human, traditions down here. Everyone's going to be naked. You might as well just already be naked. So she's like, all right. Auditorium is actually just this giant statue of their goddess whose name is Cora, upon whose hand the ritual will take place. The king's name is Bastian. She asks him and he's like, yeah, that's my name. They do the damn thing and she's feeling very powerful and turned on by this whole process. She manages to make the king climax quickly. And he gives his approval for her to continue the ritual. So then it's time for Caspin and Tem to do the damn thing.
Are all these people watching too? Okay.
Sure are.
All right.
So Tem and Caspin do it standing up. She manages to make him come super quickly by sending him visions of her pleasuring herself.
That'll do it.
He takes his and wipes it on, slaps it down on her thigh as the evidence. And I was like, okay. She realizes at this point that every basilisk in attendance is now having sex. All of them just out in the twos and threes and men and women and women.
It's like a caught up crossover here.
It surely is. So Caspin's like, hey, you're going to have to close your eyes because when the basilisks, when one of them climaxes, every single one of them is going to climax at the same time. And then we'll all transition. He's like, I'll call your name once it's done. So he calls her name. She opens her eyes. It's time to go to the suite. This is called a hive thing. I don't remember exactly what the terminology used, but it was like a hive orgasm.
Okay.
Okay. I guess it's just the whole, whatever. So Caspin is like, I'm going to only do her missionary in this suite to preserve her dignity or whatever.
For what?
Because people are watching, they're walking up to the bed and looking at them.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
Oh, God. So she's like, it's going to be a long night if we keep it up this way. So I'm taking charge. She starts to ride him, and right as she's about to come, he flips her around, I guess, reverse cowgirl. And he's flashing her boobs at everybody that's watching. And now they're like, hey, can we touch you too? And Caspin's like, I'll tell them not to touch you if you don't want. And she's like, no, they can go ahead and touch. It's fine. Every basilisk watching takes their turn touching her, and eventually Ro is there, which is weird because he's not even a member of Caspin's quiver, but I digress.
Why are you here, Ro?
For some reason, Caspin lets Ro touch her. Ro tells her that he hopes Caspin ruins her and then walks away. They continue the ritual with Bastian approaching the bed once to tell Caspin there's 1 hour left. It turns gruesome because he fucks her so hard he starts to transition, so he breaks her pelvis.
There we have it, ladies and gents.
There we have it, a shattered pelvis, but she passes the ritual. Caspin carries her back to his quarters, and Tem remembers he had a conversation briefly with a Basilisk female over him carrying Tem to the bedroom and how childish this was. Tem is jealous because clearly Caspin has slept with this woman.
Well, she has a broken pelvis, right? I mean, come on.
Hello? Well, he can heal her, so.
Okay.
She tries to seduce Caspin again, and he's like, hey, we can't have sex the day of the ritual. It's a tradition. They did have sex after the ritual was over and after he healed her alone in his room. So I'm like, what? You had sex? Like, fuck? Or is it the day after? It might be the day after the ritual happens that they're not allowed to have sex. Anyway,
just
let us know. Look, it's a lot of book and a lot of notes. Anyway, she asks what will happen if the prince chooses her for the final 3. Caspin tells her he will choose her because she's perfect. He tells her about a coup that's rising among the quivers, about taking down the humans once and for all, and that she may be the key to the Basilisk's victory. She's confused, but Caspin reminds her of the woman who fled the competition. It happened 20 years ago. It was Tem's mother because she became pregnant by her Basilisk. This is why Tem can't lie. And I said, called that shit from the start.
Called that shit.
Anyway.
Freckly fucking palms.
And her inability to lie. Apparently, Bastian always knew it would be a matter of time before a hybrid would be born, so he allowed the training to take place. He intends to use Tem to crest all the royals at once so that the basilisks can take over. Caspin doesn't want this. Tem's like, what the fuck, man? You really betrayed me.
Couldn't give me a heads up or anything.
Once again, Phoebe Buffet run home to confront her mom. Mom is like sitting there calmly with her hands folded at the table, despite Tem being pissed the fuck off.
Yes, daughter, you are a freak.
Yes, you are. They call her a hybrid.
A hybrid?
Yeah, and I'm like, ew, just call her a hybrid. What the fuck? She ends up leaving, saying she's going to Gabriel's, but she ends up actually finding Leo in the graveyard because he goes to the graveyard every morning to wait for Evelyn still.
Oh.
Weirdo.
Okay.
He's like, hey, you want to spend the day with me? And she's like, yeah. She seems to think that he has it all, but he's like, I just want agency over my own decisions. And she's like, I don't understand because you're in this competition and you get to choose who you want to be with. And he's like, that's not really the case. As Tem's like thinking over this conversation, Caspin opens up the link and tells her that his quiver has made a decision. And now we are in part 2.
Oh.
Okay. I didn't know that this was 2 parts, but okay. She has a whole ass conversation with him in her head while she's with Leo, who's like, the fuck? Why is she off in La La Land? He's
Why are you
like,
making these faces?
He's like, were you talking to him? And she like doesn't even try to lie. She's like, yep. She doesn't tell Leo everything. She doesn't tell him that the quiver accepted her and all that shit. Caspin told her that he has a council meeting that evening and he's like, can you join me? Because we're engaged now. And she's like, I don't know. Can't agree or disagree. Leo's like, I don't want you to leave, despite her having this whole ass brain conversation with another man. So he's like, why don't you go ahead and pick what we're going to do?
Right.
Since they're in his room surrounded by books, Tem's like, read to me. So he does. They both end up falling asleep. They wake up in the afternoon and Tem's like, okay, now you got to take me home. In the carriage, 20 feet from her cottage, she decides she's gonna, she's like, you know what? As a matter of fact, I do want Leo physically. She's like, hey, trousers, remove them.
Off.
He's like, no.
Me?
What?
Me?
And he's like, so do you want me? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, then you can take my damn pants off yourself. So she loosed the fucking ring and crawled to me. If you know what that's from, leave a comment. She performs oral on him, and as he starts trying to touch her, she's like, I'm not going to fuck you, but I'll take my dress off so long as you don't touch me. And she continues to blow him. As he starts to touch her again, she pulls back, and then she lets him titty fuck her. Oh, okay.
Okay.
She goes back to giving him oral, and when he's about to reach his climax, he pulls her off of him before coming in his own hand. She runs her finger through it and then pops that finger in her mouth. Okay. Dot question mark. Then she dresses herself and leaves. She ends up going immediately to Caspin, and he's happy that she's chosen to attend this council meeting with him. His father thinks that letting the Seneca quiver know that they have a hybrid in their ranks will make the Senecas fall in line. Caspin is butt-ass naked when she walks in, so she's like, okay, me too.
Party on.
He tells her that he can smell, that she smells like Leo, and when they kiss, she wonders if he can taste him too. And he's like, yeah, I can.
Ick.
Ugh. They go to the council meeting, even though Tem has not agreed to the king's plan. So apparently what is happening here is that Caspin is able, I swear to God, he's able to draw power from his connection with Tem, which is one of the reasons that he wanted her at the meeting. As they're discussing the king's plan, Caspin puts his finger, just one, on her clit. It's like in front of everyone. Golly.
Golly.
The council like absolutely loses their minds when they find out that Tem's a hybrid. Ro feels like it's treason that the Drakens, that's the quiver that Caspin's a part of, kept it from the council. Bastion tells the group exactly how he plans to use Tem, and Ro seems to think Tem won't be chosen to marry the prince. Caspin butts in that his women are always chosen. All the while, Tem is getting like really hot and bothered, and she's like, I want to mount him. And he's like, no, not yet.
Just leave my finger there.
just
What?
Okay. So, lost my place. Okay. Once she knows exactly what the king's plan is, she tells him she has a condition, and that condition is that the human prince, his sister, and his children, and her children, I'm sorry, the sister's children, will not be a part of the royals who are crested. The king's like, fuck no, that's more than one condition. The council votes on it. No one raises their hand in favor of Tem's condition to pardon the prince and his sister. So this is when Caspin impales Tem with his stick. She instantly comes. They vote again, and this time everyone's in favor of her condition because he draws power from her. So he basically compelled them to
agree. Okay, I'm like, what about her getting off?
Yeah, it took me a while to catch up to that too. Okay. Caspin draws power to sway the council through the physical connection, remember? Also, he finishes too. Each member of the council then approaches Tem wanting to kiss her as a symbol of congratulations, I guess.
I
don't fucking know. Caspin compares it to the human tradition of kissing rings.
Okay.
Except
are they all like shoving their tongues down her throat?
They're not going to kiss her on the mouth.
Oh, God.
They're going to kiss her on her clit instead.
What the fuck?
Everyone takes a turn.
Oh, she's like, here I am again. Scoot your bottom to the edge. Closer.
Get a grip. Okay, so everyone takes their turn.
Oh my.
But when it's
God.
Ro's turn, he plunges his tongue inside her, and Caspin's like, "Hey, she liked that. I need you to keep doing it." So he has Ro keep doing the gesture over and over and over again. I'm sorry, I scratched you. Until Tem comes again. When Ro stands up, he's visibly aroused. Caspin throws the same insult that Ro had previously hurled at Caspin, which was turned on by a blunt, before he forces Ro to finish himself.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, it only takes 3 pumps. 3 pump chump? Is that the episode title?
3 pump chump?
3 pump chump?
Yes.
Caspin dismisses the council and then takes Tem to Pound Town on the meeting table.
Are they all watching at this point, or is everybody left?
I don't remember. They all took a turn.
Nobody cares.
They all took a turn kissing her damn clit. Do you think I remember? My brain is mush.
My brain is dead.
All right, so we learned that the humans are called blunts because of their teeth. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
I was wondering, I'm like, what's a blunt?
Anyway.
Did I miss?
Anyway, it's time for Tem to meet with Caspin to go over transitioning lessons. Before she makes it to his chambers, though, she has a run-in with Ro, who grabs her by the neck and then curses because Caspin has already, quote, claimed her. Tem tells Ro that if he touches her again, Caspin will kill him. When she gets to Caspin's quarters, she immediately bursts into tears and tells Caspin what happened. He wants to kill Ro right away, and Tem's like...
He just made her lick her coos.
Yeah, well, he also was like, hey, just so you know, he was trying to crest you. Yeah.
Okay.
Once she's calmed down and he's off the warpath, they go to the center of the mountain to an underground lake where Caspin attempts to teach her how to transition into a basilisk. She's not successful and is very disappointed, and he's like, well, we'll just try again tomorrow. No big deal. She goes home. Tem and her mom reconcile after their fight about why Tem wasn't informed sooner about being a hybrid, my whole identity, that thing, that little thing. Then mom's like, okay, I'm going to go to town, take the eggs to the baker. And Tem's like, thank God I'm off the hook again. I don't have to see Vera at the bakery.
Yeah.
While she's out, Tem receives this formal invitation to the ball with a line scrawled on the back, next time I get to torture you. Tem is successful in completing the transformation the second time she tries. They have sex to aid her in transitioning, and oh my God, it was wild. They're both able to send pulses in their basilisk form, and apparently Tem has never come so hard as she did as a basilisk. There are not human words, she thinks.
Only snake words.
Yeah. When they're done, they make their way back to his chambers, pass through this gathering hall where she sees Ro, who no longer has a stick. It's been ripped off.
Whoa.
And Caspin clearly has no regrets about that.
Oh.
Once back in his chambers, she falls asleep as soon as her head hits the pillow. And when they wake the next morning, she feels completely off kilter. They have sex again, and he gives her yet another vibraclaw. She returns home despite Caspin asking her repeatedly to stay. Her mom is already off running errands when she gets there. Caspin sends her pulses, and she's figured out that she can do the same for him, sending him one so strong that he roars in pain. She's feeling rejuvenated by evening, so she decides to go to the bar and bumps into Gabriel, who tells her that the king will intervene if he's displeased with the direction the competition is going, meaning if Leo chooses Tem, the king will not allow the marriage to go through. Tem tells Gabriel...
She's a freak.
Yeah, that chicken shit farmer. Tem tells Gabriel that Caspin's waiting for her and makes her way back to the caves. Almost immediately upon entry, her head starts to split open with this pain. So... Ro attacked them by slashing Caspin across the neck and exerting some sort of mind control on her that's causing the searing pain. As Caspin's bleeding out, Tem's like, you gotta crest me. He's like, I would literally rather die. And she's like, you gotta do it because I can't watch you die. So he grabs her by the throat. She experiences both pain and pleasure. Caspin essentially breaks Ro's back, but doesn't kill him because Tem's like, show mercy for me. And I'm like, girl... Stop this.
Don't do that.
He agrees, but tells her this will be the only time he shows mercy. As he asks her if she's okay, she passes out. When she wakes up, Adelaide, that's that snarky blonde woman who made the carrying your woman to bed is childish comment. Well, she's in the room with Caspin and Tem. Adelaide is there because her quiver was the last one to have a hybrid, so she kind of knows a little bit about them. They test out the crest, find out that it didn't work. Adelaide drops the bomb that she and Caspin were engaged, and then she leaves. Caspin's like, I didn't feel anything for her. We were engaged because of politics.
We were betrothed.
It was political. And Tem's like, I don't care. She's so mad. She runs from his room and goes straight home.
Another
Phoebe Buffet run, where she removes the vibraclaw and severs their mind connection. She's like, absolutely not. You don't have access to me anymore. Caspin.
We're done.
Okay. The next day she does her chores and tells Caspin not to send her a dress. Leo sends one for her as she expected. She puts the vibraclaw back because she can't bear the thought of leaving it in her dresser if she's in the final three. Because if she's in the final three, she has to stay at the palace and she won't get to come home after the ball. Because now he gets to have unlimited access to his final three. So Caspin sends her pulses and she damn near orgasms in the middle of the ballroom. And that's when Leo walks up to her. They end up walking.
She's all lubed up.
She's like, "Whoa!" They end up walking in the hedge maze and kissing. And then Tem's like, oh my God, the claw is in me. But it's too late because Leo is already reaching under her skirt.
Uh-oh.
Also,
he's like, what's this?
Also, Tem made a connection with the other basilisk who's been crying out for help each time. Guess who that is?
I don't know, her sister?
Nope, her dad.
Oh, father.
So Leo rips that vibraclaw out of her and he's like, what the fuck is this? And he throws it down the maze. Sorry, I'm spitting everywhere. And then he rams his fingers inside her, telling Tem that Caspin may have made her wet, but he will make her come. It was kind of violent. I'm not going to lie. It was so violent. I was like, immediately dry.
Oh.
Immediately. Like, I would have shriveled up.
Immediately now.
He starts to leave her in the maze, but not before telling her that she would be in the final three. Because she's like, am I going to be in the final three or what? And he's like, Yeah, and then he stalks out. Well, he ranks her last again.
She's like digging through the hedges. Where's my vibra claw?
He ranks her last again, but she's super drunk off whiskey. She's drunk off whiskey at this point. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm in the final 3. That's all that matters.
I made it. I'm here.
The 3 finalists are taken to their respective rooms. She asks for another whiskey, and as she's taking it from the person who brings it to her, she sees Leo and Vera together. He takes Vera into his room, and the last thing she sees is him untying Vera's dress.
Oh, so she is also in the final 3.
Well, she has to be. That's the only other girl who has a name.
Oh, you're right.
When she wakes the next morning, she reaches out to Caspian to ask where her father's located. He's like, I don't know, but you shouldn't go looking for him. She does this anyway. She's able to contact her father, who only tells her the word down. And she's like, well, here we go. She finds him in this dungeon with a bunch of other basilisks. Her father's like, don't trust the Serpent King. They're hooked up to all these like machines to get their blood out, and he's like super weak. Tem is in an intense conversation with the Human King where he's once again telling her she's not good enough for Leo and that he will disappear her just like he did Evelyn when Leo's like, hey, that's me. She chases after him and their fight continues because he doesn't want to win Tem's love just because she's mad at Caspian. He wants to win her love fair and square. This round of elimination goes as long as the prince wants, which means that he could have them in there for months and months and months if he wanted to. He doesn't know about the basement full of basilisks and won't know until he's the king. He also doesn't know that Daddy Dearest had anything to do with Evelyn's disappearance. Tem and Caspian's connection's been struggling at random times during the limited conversations that they're having. His voice will fade, and Tem's like, it feels like we're talking through this very, very thick wall. She's not as angry at him as she previously was. He convinced her to sneak out of the castle to come see him. Once they're together, her anger completely fades. They fuck each other like they've been parted for years rather than just a couple days. After they finish, they're having this chat. He literally asks her about her father as he's fingering her. She's like, what? She's like, we need to talk about Adelaide, but won't tell him. No, she tells him that she needs to talk to Adelaide, but she won't tell him what it's about. He agrees, and when they reach the trailhead after he walks her out, he's like, are you going to return tomorrow? And she's like, I'll try. But she doesn't because Leo knocks on her door right as she's about to sneak out at dusk. There's this dinner party happening, and he wants to make his father mad by bringing her as his date. She's like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. At the dinner party, the king's furious and asks Tem various questions about her life at home versus her life in the castle. He even asks about her father, which causes Tem to think that he knows that one of the basilisks is her father. They further incense the king by having Leo feed her dessert, and then the party's over. They go to head back upstairs, but Leo invites her into his room. She's like, I'm not going to have sex with you, but I'll come in there anyway. They do not have sex. They do get a little freaky. She kind of just curls up on an armchair next to him, but then decides to let him kiss. Like, she's like, I'm going to kiss him outside. She fully removes her dress, and he spanks her a few times. Okay. Oh, okay. She flips herself around so that her back is to his chest, and he pulls on her hair as he continues to finger her. He tells her to turn around so he can see her as she comes undone. She tells him it's all for him. After they're done, she leaves him to go to the caves to talk to Adelaide. Adelaide tells her that the connection between Tem and Caspian is likely dying because her basilisk is probably dying from the crest. Tem and Caspian are bloodbound, so if her basilisk dies, Caspian will die too. Too much lies on the line. If Tem's basilisk dies, she won't be able to perform that crest. Caspian will die. Leo will not be safe. Okay. She leaves the cave, despite Caspian asking her to stay. He practically begs her not to shut him out, which indicates he thinks she's intentionally messing with their connection. It begins to rain on her trek back to the castle, so now she's covered in mud, and she's wet when she makes her way back up and through her window. As she's going inside, someone knocks on her door. She kicks off her boots, takes off her dress, puts on this robe, and Leo's like, why are you wet? Because he's the one who's at her door. She's like, oh, I just took a bath. And then he's like, you're lying. He's like, I just eliminated one of the other girls, and I was coming to tell you that I was about to do the same for Vera, but it appears that I have decided too soon.
I thought she couldn't lie.
Her basilisk is dying.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's so angry with her, and he's like, you have to break things off with Caspian. And she's like, I can't. So he leaves her standing alone in her room. She chases after him, can't find him anywhere. That's when she remembers it's morning. He's waiting for Evelyn again. She asks for a carriage, but is told she's not allowed to leave the castle. So she asks Gabriel to help sneak her out because Gabriel is fucking all the stable boys. So it's
that's
easy.
Her bro, okay?
That's her boy.
That's her bro.
So she tells Leo everything, starting with the basilisks in the dungeon and ending with him taking care of, with the king taking care of Evelyn and threatening to do the same should Leo choose someone he doesn't approve of. Tem also introduces Leo to her father while she's showing him the basilisks in the dungeon and tells him that he can have the change be his legacy. This change, like freeing the basilisk, this could be his legacy. Leo asks for a meeting with Caspin and Tem promises that she can get the meeting set up. They make their way back upstairs. Tem asks Leo if she can stay. He's like, sure, come on in, swings the door wide open and is kissing her before they even get the door closed. She removes her dress and he's like, get on my bed. All right. They have sex 8 ways to Sunday in this chapter. Basically, it's entirely dedicated to their first times together. It was at least 3 times. Leo has 4 markings on his back, scars, and Tem asks about them, and he tells her it's tradition for fathers to give these scars to their sons. She asks if it's a tradition he will continue, and he tells her he'd rather his child not hate him. They agree to meet with Caspin, unknown to Caspin, that very night.
Oh.
So, Caspin's obviously pissed that Tem brought Leo to the caves. He also looks dreadful because he's probably dying, but also possibly because he misses Tem so much.
Because Tem smells like sex.
Yeah. He's devastated. They don't kiss. They don't really show any affection when she goes to him. But they do manage to come to an agreement between Caspin and Leo. Tem and Leo end up going back to the castle. Immediately they're accosted by Vera, who Leo dumps on the spot and then pulls Tem into his room and gets on one knee in front of her. Tem goes home to tell her mom everything about how Leo proposed, how she's in love with Caspin, that she met her father. Her mom tells her stories about her own time with the basilisks, and I'm like, ew, I hear about my mom getting freaky with... Hello? It's a real bonding moment. But we can only assume that they feel bonded after this because none of it happens on page. They return to the castle to prepare for the wedding, which is happening that very night.
Oh.
Leo tries to seduce Tem, but she's whisked away for her dress fitting. The wedding is going to take place at the center of the hedge maze. Tem and Leo walk together to the center to await the basilisks because they're invited too, apparently.
They gotta be there.
All right, so Tem will gain power by cresting the royals per Bastian's plan. By cresting them, it is very likely that she will become more powerful than the Serpent King himself. In order to save Caspin, she has to crest the royals because remember, she's bloodbound to Caspin. Bastian tells her that he intends to crest her once she's crested the royals to absorb her power. It's all very convoluted. Don't ask me any questions. I don't know. Okay? It's a lot. So after she speaks with him, both Caspin and Leo appear at her side and they're like having a little meeting about what should happen. Leo has no idea what the fuck Caspin and Tem are talking about, but he's mad because Caspin inadvertently hurt Tem when he crested her. Oh, and Leo found out that Tem's engaged to Caspin and he's like, hey, you know what would have been nice to know? That, especially before our wedding. Hello?
Right. How could you?
How could you do this to me?
Well, I'm making out with all these women. You're off getting engaged.
Betrothed to 2 men in this economy. So the king marries Tem and Leo, crowns Leo king. Leo begins to make this speech, and then Bastian starts yelling in Tem's head to perform the crest. And then Tem's like noticing these shadowy figures approaching and circling the crowd, and she's starting to think that maybe she could crest herself instead of cresting the royals. Someone screams in the middle of the speech. The speech is about teaming up with the basilisks, and it's cut off by a basilisk literally ripping somebody in half. So it's war.
War is on.
War is upon us. Caspin tells Leo that he will protect Tem, but he can't protect them both, so Leo has to leave. Obviously, the shadowy figures are basilisks, and they're hunting people at this point. Leo leaves and Tem faces off with Bastian. First, she crests herself because Caspin is so weak that he can't transition. She heals herself, which then heals him, and then he starts tearing basilisks in half. While that's going on, Tem comes to a head with his father. He bites her, which breaks her collarbone and her sternum and parts of her arm, I think. And the venom is deadly because she's in her human form, so it's deadly to her human side. So it's going to kill her. because she's in pain, Caspian consents it. So he tears his father in half, cannibal style. He literally eats part of his father. It was wild. So once Daddy Dearest is dead, Caspian tells Tem to crest Leo because he would do literally anything for her. She's like, I can't. And Leo's like, no, I would do anything for you. Just do it. So she touches him. He obviously comes in his pants and then
What the fuck?
and then he's a slave to her essentially. So once she's healed, she's like, Leo, I need you to do one thing for me. I need you to choose yourself, and I want you to go find Evelyn. She doesn't want him to live out the rest of his life under her agency, which is what the crest would have done to him. Also, because Caspian killed his father, he's now the king of the serpents.
He is the king.
And he lets them know it by letting out a mighty roar that sends many of the basilisks fleeing back to the caves. Wow.
Imagining like the Lion King.
I know.
At the end.
I know.
Except in snake
Yeah.
form.
Yeah. So Tem and Caspian end up also going back to the cave. They stay in their new chambers, which is Bastion's old room, as is tradition. And Tem's like, this is the tradition that I support.
Here for it.
And complete the bond ceremony. Just kidding. Tem basically makes him a claw like the one he made her, and now they're married. Oh, he made the claw out of his blood, so she makes his claw for him to wear out of her blood.
Oh.
Yeah. She like, okay.
How romantic.
Did you like that? You can watch it on the TikTok. He also tells her that she did Leo a kindness by sending him out on his quest to find Evelyn. And Tem feels so overwhelmed by this statement that she cries.
Is
almost.
their wedding like annulled at this point? Because they did get married.
They did get married.
So it's
Nope.
they're just like, just JK.
She got 2 husbands. Got 2.
You get one wife.
But you can have 2 husbands. Okay, so epilogue.
Ah.
This is essentially what I believe is a setup for Leo to have his own book with Evelyn. He locks his dad in the dungeon, frees Tem's dad and the other basilisks, reunites Tem's dad with Tem's mom, whose name is Daphne, and then heads one village over where Evelyn is. He hasn't seen her in around a year, so my guess is she's either very pregnant or has a very new baby, but the book ends with her turning and saying, Leo. And then we roll into a bonus chapter. Okay. In the bonus chapter, remember the meeting between Tem, Caspian, and Leo in the cave?
Yes.
Okay, so it kind of picks up there, but it's like an alternate reality. They have a 3-way.
Okay.
And the author is very quick to point out that she was wine drunk on a 13-hour flight when she wrote this, and it is not canon to the book.
She's like, this is just my other fantasy.
She's like, this is just me living out my dreams. So...
And I like snakes.
That's it.
Some slippery snakes.
That was Kiss of the Basilisk. And Jen, just shout out to you queen, because it was such a fun time. It was the craziest book I've ever read, but it was such a fun time.
Maybe we'll have Jen pick our next
Jen.
Smut Club book. Or give us suggestions.
Jen.
And we'll share them on them.
You are so fucking funny.
She's hilarious.
I want to be in your group chat. That's all. Okay, so once again, this is Smut Swap.
Yes, with Brittany and Kelly.
And you can subscribe to our channel. Smash that like button. Smash that dislike button.
Share with your girlfriends.
Share with your girlfriends. Share with your boyfriends. Listen to it in the shower. Join the Smut Clurb on the Fable.
We're having fun there.
We're having fun.
We keep getting followers, and I don't know where they come from because we are not doing anything, and they just are like, oh, here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So that's that. We'll see you all very soon for our next episode.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye.